This is Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves. All you have to do, dial in toll-free, 855-450-FREE. That's the SACL CAI toll-free line, 1-855-450-3733. We are here from the Porcupine Freedom Festival, the 2012 edition of it. We've got another guest here in the studio with us on the third mic, and it's Shelton from the 4409 YouTube channel, a relatively popular channel in the YouTube realm of Liberty channels. And you actually just had a checkpoint experience. Not your first checkpoint experience, but I think the freshest video that I've seen on your channel is of you.
It's the freshest video, but I've had that one for a while.
Oh, you've been holding it back?
Well, it just takes a long time to do them all.
But you're no stranger to these checkpoints. I mean, not only that, did you go through one? Where was this one that you just
This was on the
posted?
Interstate 8.
Is that in Arizona?
Yeah, same checkpoint.
So, I mean, you guys are there within the 100-mile border region thing?
Well, that's all a misnomer and a perception thing. The Constitution just magically doesn't disappear within 100 miles. Yeah. I mean, that's just but that's the perception. If they can put that perception out there and enough people believe it, then it becomes truth.
Sure.
And that's what's so sick about it is that people start to believe it. And that was actually conjured up by the ACLU. They put out this propaganda video. Yeah, this map and all that. That was by the ACLU.
Where they drew, basically a line 100 miles in and said this is a Constitution-free zone. It was a purpose.
But they were arguing, saying, hey, well, this is bullish. This shouldn't happen. But they were actually promoting it while they were denouncing it.
I see where you're coming from on that. Are you saying that you've seen checkpoints outside of the 100-mile
Oh,
zone?
Easy, yeah. I've had a lot of, people email me all the time, daily, about different stops they had in Utah and Iowa. I'm the guy. Iowa? Seriously in Iowa. You have a border checkpoint in Iowa?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I don't think it's within 1,000 miles of the border.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, that's news. That's interesting that you bring that news up because we've been parroting this 100-mile thing.
Well, actually, it wasn't Iowa. It was Idaho. I'm sorry.
Okay. Either
I'm
way.
sorry.
I confused them too.
Okay.
One of the I states. And but we've been parroting this 100-mile border thing for a few years on the show, and now you're saying there's no limit. These guys will put a checkpoint anywhere.
And it's ludicrous. It would be ludicrous anyway. If that were the truth, that there was this 100-mile zone that they check harder for immigrants, then, well, heck, the immigrants will just move more than 100 miles in.
Now, you troll these guys. I want to bring you back here. Can you stick with us?
Yeah, I can hear.
More with Shelton from the 4409 YouTube channel. We'll check back with him here in moments, talk about some of his adventures, including the fruit Nazi. I thought that guy was those videos were particularly entertaining. We'll explain that here in a moment. 855-450-FREE allows you to get on the air here. Maybe you've got a question for Shelton from 4409. You can do that. This is Free Talk Live. We just left off a conversation with Shelton from 4409, and if you've been around the Liberty Movement for a little while, you've probably heard of his YouTube channel. I don't know if you're the number one channel out there, but you certainly have some pretty serious market penetration, Shelton. A lot of people know those numbers, 4409. Maybe they probably know 4409 more so than your name. I don't think your name comes up very often.
No, I don't. It's necessarily not really about me, but.
What is it about?
Yeah, what is 4409 about? People have to see these numbers.
Maybe it's winning. Somebody said the other day, you just tell them it's about winning or something. I tease people. I say it's my lock to my grandma's back garage. That's what it is. But everybody's always asked me about it.
I've tried turning it over and looking at it from reading it backwards.
Maybe it's some Illuminati sign.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration for the channel? Where did it come from?
What's funny, and I was going to talk about this Wednesday is people don't understand the power of a sign, and signage is huge, because you get to make your decision on what it means right there, and there's nobody like coaxing you and saying, hey, this is what it means to you, and you better think this way. When you see a sign, that's what it is, and you take in what it was. Well, back in 2007, of all people, Ernest Hancock, he made this Ron Paul Revolution logo. And I'm driving
the one with the love backwards?
Yeah, with the love backwards. And I'm driving down the 101, or down the Camelback, which is in Arizona. It's a main road there. So I'm driving down there, and I see this sign. And I go, wow, somebody thinks like I do. It almost kind of gave you chills. It gives you these goosebumps. It's like, oh, these people think like I do.
Huh, I'm not alone.
I don't know who it is.
Right, to take the words revolution and then pull the love out of it in that way, I was really, it was moving for me too.
Yeah, it was just the way that, wow, these people, you could tell it wasn't no corporate jig. It was somebody that put a sign up, and it was Ron Paul, and I knew who Ron Paul was, and it was somebody inspired enough to do it.
Yeah.
And I seen it, I said, wow. And I turned around, and I drove back, and I came back through again. I said, wow. So what inspired me that? Then I went and Googled Ron Paul's name. Guess what comes up? A meetup group in Arizona. Mm-hmm. Guess who's running around on the meetup group?
Ernie Hancock.
Yeah, Ernest Hancock.
It's a dynamo.
Yeah,
well, one activist inspires another activist, inspires another
exactly.
activist.
So it really isn't about – Ernie doesn't make it always about Ernie.
Mm.
It's always about, maybe Freedom's Phoenix or something, but you go there and you experience stuff and you get excited about doing something. So that's what the whole 44.9 thing was. It wasn't about showing my face and have my face all over the page, right. And then, it'd be about me. It's about, if they get inspired and say the number, and that's what says, oh, it's 44.9, I feel a part of that, whatever it is. That's what it was really about. It wasn't about promoting me at all.
Tell me about the Fruit Nazi. It was one of the more entertaining videos that I've seen recently on 4409. It was the most petty bureaucrat that you can possibly imagine, and it almost felt like you were picking on him because he seemed a little slow. But
somebody, they actually... Yeah, it came across like that to a lot of people when I was...
But it just was a random thing. I mean, he was just a bureaucrat doing his job, and you're just doing your job as an activist, standing up to him. But what was happening? California has these fruit inspection checkpoints, basically,
yeah, they're under the guise of the fruit inspection. That's why I was telling that guy, he made a lot of interesting points, the last caller.
The trucker, yeah. Yeah,
the trucker, and he's under a commercial code, which if he has a commercial license, he's licensed to do business. And the Supreme Court said, if you're out to do business like that, then you have a commercial license, then you can be stopped. And because you're not a traveling, person, you're not even actually a person, it's a traveling human.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out conducting business with the state.
So we have the right to screw you harder.
Well,
basically.
They claim that they have a right to stop you, and you could say, okay, I understand that. If you want to be a statist. But I'm saying that a regular Joe Blow driving to California gets stopped and they want to inspect your car for fruit. I mean, get out of town. The whole law was written to stop commercial vehicles.
But they're stopping everyone?
They used it under the guise to stop everybody, but it really was all for commercial vehicles.
And so you guys are going through in an RV.
In an RV, yes.
You get stopped, and this guy wants to come in
full of pineapples.
Man, he wanted to see if we had bananas on their bed, dude.
He wanted to come in and raid your fridge.
He actually said he wanted to get in my fridge, and I said, no, you're not. You're not gonna do it.
And you guys went back and forth for quite a while,
an hour, and they sent.
He comes out with this huge book of regulations.
You're like, let me see the law. Out. They sent sheriff's department. They sent everybody.
He said, I just want to see the law. And so he actually does come out with this humongous book of page after page.
Yeah, it was something out of he couldn't even written it. It was like this binder that's like 6 inches thick, and he starts fumbling through all the. Well, what about 2865 4A? I'm like going, all right, well, let me see it. And then so I'm reading it, it's like, this doesn't apply to me. And so he just kept on and on because that's how they're trained.
So now how did you actually end up getting out of this situation? You didn't let him on, right?
I told him he wasn't getting on the vehicle, period. And he says, well, you're going to get rejected and you're going to go back to Arizona. I was like, under what authority do you, sitting at a fruit stand, or whatever the hell you want to call it, Fruit enforcer. What authority do you have from these people that says you can run amok on this truck? I said, go get a warrant, and you could run around here, jump on the bed, do flips, do whatever you want in this RV if you go get a warrant. The point is they couldn't get a warrant.
Of course.
Because it's a total... It's just a joke. The whole checkpoint's a joke.
I wonder if they had a dog, the fruit train dog alert on the vehicle.
Now that would be hilarious.
They could then search the vehicle for fruit.
I sniff peaches. The dog alerted to peaches. It
is that ridiculous.
They have some great nectarines out there.
It is that ridiculous.
It wouldn't surprise me. And how many times? I mean, you might be the first person to have ever refused one of these checkpoints. Obviously, they go through a lot of cars every single day, but
probably not the first one, but it's probably been
it probably hardly ever happens. I mean, you had to spend an hour just sitting there on the side of the road.
I don't think it happens. I don't think it happens very often. I don't think people challenge them very often.
The guy was clearly dumbfounded, right?
Oh yeah, he'd never experienced it, but certainly his first time.
Who? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he really had somebody that adamant about not doing it. Usually, they can coax you into it, and you'll give in after about 20 minutes.
Right. Most people aren't willing to put an hour into doing a refusal at a checkpoint, but you did it.
I was willing to go all the way. I mean, if they had, I was asking the sheriff, are you seriously going to coax me all the way back to Arizona? I really want you to. And you know what? It'd have been funny. I would have got video of that. I would have been out the rear window,
turning around,
taping this cop following me all the way back to Arizona. I mean, it would have been. I mean, I had to go to San Diego, but it was just. I couldn't do it. I just told him, I said, dude, I can't do it. I can't let you on here.
It's actions like that inspire others. When people see that happening and they see it over at your YouTube channel at 4409, they say, wow, that was, he did that. Wow, he actually got through a checkpoint without giving up his rights. It took some time, but he did it. And it made for a hell of an entertaining video.
Yeah, but you don't get brutal. You don't have to get forceful with them, because we, as on our side, is Free Talk Radio and all these people, we have this, our hearts are right. We have honesty and truth, and we can stand our ground where we're at because we know we're right in our heart. We feel it. I can just sit there and stand there and just, I know where I stand because I stand in the right position. And they can be Nazi and do all they want.
And we're going to show it to the world
via
YouTube and online, freetalklive.com on the air. And once again, 4409 is the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Shelton, thanks for stopping in and talking with us. I know you ran over here to get here tonight, so really appreciate that. Man. Out of time for this evening. Back tomorrow. You can join us online in the meantime, live from the Porcupine Freedom Festival 2012 edition. When you're planning your move to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project, consider Keene. Civil disobedience, politics, media, outreach, and social events. Keene has it all. Get connected with video, audio, our forum, and more at freekeene.com. That's freekeene.com.